Hi guys, how are you? This is Josh. Welcome back to our GH live stream room. So today we're still going to share with you for this kit, the G648. This kit is including 4 pieces dipper and 6 pieces fast drying dipping powder by the neon colors. So for those colors, later we're going to show you another design. So last days we are going to show you how to make the French nail by the neon colors already. If you have interest, that you could go back for the video and the live stream. So for our fast drying dipping powder, we got total 18 kits, from the light color to the dark color and the shimmer color. The highlight of our fast drying dipping powder is fast and super easy to use. And actually today we're gonna still to using these 6 colors. There are 6 colors. The neon color is super fit for the summer. So for those 6 colors, we're going to show you these designs. For the flower, it's cute flower. We're going to using the painting gel and the gel polish or any gel polish to help you to do all these designs. So focus with our later tutorial and those. So as you can see, the flower is super cool and just like the bubble pop. So it's super easy to use and super easy to follow our tutorial. So later we're going to show you how to make it. So let's go. So first you need to wash your hand and do all preparation. First you need to using the critical pressure. For the critical pressure, we need to use it to push back the critical. So it's kind of the necessary step when you're doing on your nails. For push back the critical, it's really the necessary part when you're doing your nail powder, because your critical air skin, it will be lifting and glow and move every day. So if you don't push back the critical and it's long times from your last time to push back the critical, it's so necessary to do that. But do not over push, because it's kind of the limited. So we want to do all push back the critical for all your nails. So it's kind of the important thing, because some clients complain that the powder will be easily cracking or lifting from the critical area. So when you're using the critical pressure, you need to follow us. Do not over push. And if you don't have the critical pressure, that you can find the nail tips from our dip powder or accessories kit. So it could be help you too, because our deck color chart, deck color tips is designed for the critical pressure. So we have to push back the critical like that slightly. And every time push back the critical, it will be avoid the powder will be lifting or cracking from the critical area. So it's so as kind of necessary. So when you're doing this time, you need to, just like our nail technician doing, to do it slightly. And then we're going to using the nipper. We're going to cut off any excess critical. For the critical, the extra deck skin from your critical, it's kind of the enemy with your nails, because it's kind of, it will be, when you're doing your nails, your powder will be easy to get on it. So you need to cut it off like that. Just do it by the straight and put your nippers to go around your critical. And cannot pull the critical, you need to cut it off. But when you cut it off, you need to follow your nail shape and just to using the nippers to cut it. But you need to do it slightly. You cannot pull it. So just turn your nippers like that to do it around your critical area. For both hands, we need to do it too. For these parts, we need to do all 10 fingers. Because when you're another nails, I think it's most of the top nails, it will be with more dark skin around your critical. So every time you need to cut it off, just like that. Very slightly. If you're not so familiar with the nipper, you just could depending on another machine to help you, another tools. I think we have the machine to on the market that could help you to remove any critical dead skin. It's okay too, but normally we're going to use the nipper to cut it off. But do not afraid to use it, because this kind of the mental tools, it won't hurt you if you're using it in the right way. So every time you need to do all preparation, because we are going to do the preparation for the perfect nails. Just do that slightly to around your cuticle. I think most of our clients, they do their nails on the salon. Their nails is so necessary when they doing some protect for your nails after doing the design or before do the nail design. So every time just follow like that. Push back the cuticle first and then cut it off. Because when you're doing the cut off, that's your powder won't be get on the cuticle. And later we are going to remind you, do not apply too much base and get on your cuticle too. Why we do all preparation and do all those tutorial for you? Because we think it's kind of the important for you when you're doing your perfect dip powder nails. So, if you are not so familiar with the nipper, just do it slightly. Follow with our tutorial. And actually, if you are doing the nails by yourself, I think it's kind of necessary to protect first, because when you're doing your right hand, I think it's not so easy to make it, but you need to do more practice. So after all that, we are going to using this file to go to shade the nails. And actually we already do the preparation, we just show you how to make it. We need to shade the nail first, and you can shape the nails with any shape you want. For this shape we are going to using the oval shape. You could do the square or the almond or the coffin shape. I think the coffin shape is kind of the popular shape in the USA or Europe. So we need to using this file to do the shape. Because we already done the shaping, so actually we just show you how to use it. If you do the round shape, you just turn any angle to around just like the 45-degree angle to help you to create the shape you want. Now we're going to using the buffer. For this buffer, we are using for the natural nails or the powder nails. And actually for the natural nails, we are going to use it to sand down the large ridges which on your natural nails, or to remove any shine from your nails. Because our natural nail itself with the oil on the nail plates, we are going to use it to remove it. We have the both sides for the 100 grit and the 180 grit. So actually it's kind of the useful nail tools for you, and you can find it from our dip powder accessories kit too. We need to remove any oil, any shine from your nail plate. So just prepare the nail buffer to do with that. So actually for this kind of the buffer, later we're going to using on the powder nails during the nail art process too. I think most of our clients already got the dip powder accessories kit. So I think you can find all nail tools you want from that kit. But for our dip powder accessories kit with 3 nail files, you already saw 2 of them, because the first one is the nail file for you to help you to shape the design style as you want. And the second is the nail buffer. The buffer is help you to remove any shine from the nail plate. Every time you need to do all preparation like that, because after you remove the shine, remove any oil, and then it will be more helpful for you to keep the powder nails for longer, more durable for the powder nails, because it will be more stick with your nails. So after the buffer, we're going to using the brush. The dust remove brush, you can find it from our dip powder accessories kit too. For the dust remove brush, and actually it's kind of useful nail tools when you're doing your nail art process. So now we're going to take out the balm pipette. If you have the balm or the primer, you could use them no matter what brand. But if you don't have, you just buy our dip powder accessories kit. It's including 10 or 12 pieces of the balm pipettes inside the kit. It could help you to clean the nails and to remove any oil and to dry your nail beds, because later the powder will be more stick with your nails. So it's kind of useful nail tools too if you don't have the balm or primer at home. And it's no smell, because we add some fragrance inside it. So now we're going to show you now is the 74 for this color. This color is from our powder kit. And another color is the green, because we are going to show you what color we chosen to make the design, so we need to open all this powder. But if you are not using this color, you just keep it tightly closed, cannot to open them or on the table, okay? So remember, we just want to show you how to make those design by all those colors. So every time shape, you need to roll the powder and shake the powder by one direction every time. And now using the nail tip to help you to stir the powder to avoid it sticking together. Actually, it's kind of the way to avoid the powder stick together, because later we are going to dip into the powder. And neon powder, no matter what brands on the market, it's not so smooth like other colors. So it's so necessary for you to do this step, especially for the neon color, because for a neon color, the color pigment is so full, so it's not kind of the smooth like the other color, light colors. So you every time it's better to using the nail tips or any stick to help you to stir the powder evenly, because later we are going to dip into the powder. Because we are going to do the demo, to do the tutorial for you, that's why we open all colors. But if you are at home, you just open one color and keep one color closed, because you don't want the powder mixed together. So we're going to using base. We need to apply the base to your entire nail. And every time you must to keep your brush flat. And now we need to put your finger 45-degree angle and dip into the powder. Here's the white powder. And for this powder, actually, it's from our G6401, the French kit powder. This color is called French white. For the French white, we are going to using it to do extra base, because later we are going to do the designs on this now. As I show you for the design today, we are going to do the cube flower design. Very cute because it's suitable for this hot summer. And I think if you have girls, I think you could help them to do that because they might really like this design. It's suitable for the girls or all age if you like some funny and lively and cute design by this. Because later we're going to paint the flowers on the powder. So now we are going to do the paste because for those colors, it's kind of the hot and change colors for the summer. We need to using the base every time to apply it on your entire nail. And dip into the powder. And tap off. So as I mentioned, if you are using at home, you do not need to open all those powder cap. So actually when you want to using one color, then open one jar. And another colors, just keep the cap tightly closed because you don't want the powder to mix together. But we are doing the tutorial, we're just showing you how many colors we're going to use. So using a brush to tap off. For this, the brush, the hair is so sharp, so you do not need to worry whether it scratch your skin. So we're going to using the base again. For the base, we need to brush it evenly every time from the middle left to the right. And then dip into the same color for seconds and take out and tap off. As I mentioned, for this white powder is from our G6401. I think most of our clients, they got this kit already, the French nail kit. So you could using that white powder, the French white powder, to help you to make the design. We're going to apply the base to your entire nail, brush evenly and dip into the powder, stay for a second and take out and tap off. So for this color, we're going to using two colors. The way of doing this design is kind of the French now, but you do not need to create the perfect smile line. You just do two colors with the two different lines and dip into the powder. Stay for a second for this yellow powder and tap off and dip into another orange color. And then tap off. You could choose both two different kinds of the colors to help you. So now for this now, we are going to apply the powder again, to apply the base again and to apply it to your entire nail from the middle left to the right. And then 45-degree angle to dip into the powder, stay for a second and take out. And then to tap off. For the top finger, we are going to using this orange, the neon green color. We're going to brush it evenly because your top fingers is kind of the bigger area than other nails, so you need to brush it evenly like other nails. And then to tap off. So now we are going to using the brush to help you to remove any dust particles or any extra powders from the nails. Because our powder is fast dry dipping powder, it could be dry within 30 seconds. So actually you do not need to worry the powder will stick with the brush. So it's kind of the great powder that you do not worry it will be easy to stick with your brush. And actually for now, until now, we're still not using the activator because our powder is kind of different from other brands on the market. We need to file it directly after 30 minutes, 30 seconds. So now we're gonna to fire off the white powder, the white nails first, because for other neon colors actually it's kind of the colorful, so you do not want to ruin to destroy your white powder nails, so you need to do the filing for the white powder white nails first, the light color first. And we need to, during the filing like that, from the nail plate first and then turn to the cuticle part. As I mentioned, do not let the base to get on your cuticle area, the skin. And if you find it already to get on your cuticle, then using the machine or the nail file to help you to fire off any place which was the powder near your cuticle part. So we suggest to using the machine to help you. Now we're going to using this file. This file is different from the first we are using on which for the shaping nails, because this nail file is kind of is more flexible than the first one, and this one to help you to shape the artificial nails. It is not for the natural nails, it's for the artificial nails. We're going to shape it because after you doing the nail powder, I think most of our clients have the problem when the base to get too much on your nails. So for this nail file, it could be help you. If you don't have the machine, the nail drill to help you to fire off any bumpy place, you could using that file too. Now we're going to using the nail buffer. For the nail buffer, every time just to let the white nails first, because the light color first, other color later, because other colors is kind of the colorful, so the color will be very strong, so we need to do the white powder nails first. So you will need to using the nail buffer to help you to buffing the surface more evenly. And every time you just to keep it just like that, to shape it and to buff the nail surface, to grinding the nail surface more evenly. You could turn the buffer at the angles you want, and to help you to buff the nails and it won't scratch your skin. And every time keep the buffer, especially for this nail, because for this nail we already do two colors. You need to take more care about the lines between two colors, because sometimes maybe it will be too hard to fire off. But actually, if you follow our tutorial step by step, you won't have the problem of the bumpy or uneven, because we every time to brush the base evenly and dip into the powder by 45-degree angle, and to let the powder soft for a minute. So actually for the buffer, you need to choosing this buffer because this buffer with both head, it could help you for shaping any nails, any nail shape. So you need to using them to buff the critical part. And for the nail file, it could be washable. If you find with too many colors, you could using a lint-free wipe to help you to clean the buffer. If you cannot, you just to wash it, but you need to make it dry under the sun. So now we need to buffing the nail plate first and turn to the critical part. As I mentioned, the critical part is so necessary to make it more smooth. Now we're going to using the brush. For this kind of the brush, it can help you to brush off any dust particles from your nails. Now we're going to using the lengthy wipe to wipe off any dust from your nail plates. Because for the brush, it could help you to brush off any dust particle from the nail. But now we're going to using the lengthy wipe to wipe off any dust particles from your nail. So next we're going to do the design. First you need to using the gel, the painting gel. For the painting gel, actually for the colors, you need to choose something so similar with your base powder. We're choosing some neon colors to help to do the design. For those colors, it's kind of same colors to look like the powder. We're going to using the dotting pens. For the dotting tool, actually you can find it from the Amazon.com. You can buy that. Now we are going to do the design for the white powder, the white nails too. We're going to using the dotting pens to put the dots, to draw the dots on the nails. And then using the paper or the lengthy white to help you to clean that color and choosing another colors. You're just using the dotting pens to help you to do this randomly. And you can select any colors you want, but it's better if you could choosing the color which is so familiar with other nails. So we're going to using the dotting pens to help you. You could choose any colors you want. It's just using the dotting pens to dot it randomly. We just like that. Because this kind of the dotting pens is so useful for you to do the nail designs. It could be really helpful for you to do the flower design or the bubble designs or the balloon designs. And actually it's kind of the useful nail tools when you do the nail art. So you can select the color you want, any color you want, just to dot it randomly. It could be create the beautiful nails designs as you want. So for this finger, we are already done. We are going to turn to another nails. For another nails, we are going to using the dotting pens too. For the dotting pens, we are going to dot the petals as you want, randomly, and normally we are going to dot it, to paint it 5 petals to create the flower. So you could see that we are going to use it to paint the petals randomly. You could use it to make 5 petals, 6 petals, or any petals you want. So after using the petals, we are going to using the brush. For the brush, we are going to use it. So now we're going to using the dotting pens too. 2 dots on the middle, on the center of your flowers, the petals. And actually, we are going to randomly, for the center, we are going to choosing another colors. We select the neon green colors and neon yellow colors. For the next, we are going to using the dotting tools to help you to make the line with the dots between two colors, because it will be made the designs more obviously. It's just like the dress with both two colors. Between two colors, we are going to use the dots and the dotting pens to apply the white paint gel to make it a line. For this line to be made two colors, looks more obviously and looks so cute and simply designed. So we're going to turn to another nose. For another nose, the top fingers, we're going to using the white gel too. You just every time using the dotting pens to help you to making the patterns. Actually, it's so easy to make this kind of the design. I think your girls like them too, because it looks very cute and lively. You just apply the white gel and using the dotting pens to create the random patterns you want. And later we're going to using the dotting pens to apply any colors on the center. So because your top fingers is more larger than other nails, we're going to apply 3 flowers. It could be randomly as you want. You could do it more near on the random petals near the nail edge. So now we're going to apply another colors. Still using the dotting pens, the dotting tools, to apply another colors to put on the center. So every time you just need to do these designs slightly. And made a little bit on the nail edge part and looks more natural which on your nails. So for the final fingers, we are going to using the brush to stroke the brush. Actually, we're going to using the brush to stroke on your nails with the little stroke on the nails to paint. This kind of the brush is smaller than the other brush. When going to paint on the nails, made with the little stroke like that. This time we are not using the dotting pens, we're using the brush. Because our nail technician going to change the brush already. It's not the dotting pens, it's the brush, the small brush. Now we're making a little stroke on the nail and to make the designs. Just put the 5 petals to create the beautiful flowers. It's make it more nature look like your nails. I think most of our customers, they have more ideas to create a beautiful design too. So for the 5 petals already finished, we need to using the dotting pens once again to apply these colors to put it on the center. Okay, for the final design we already finished. Now we need to take out the UV lamp. for cure 1 minute. So guys, overall for all designs, you can see that we are going to using the different colors from these kits. The G64A color is 6 colors, the first gen dipping powder as the base, and 1 white powder is from the G6401. For that kits, we have the French nail kits, French nail colors, and actually you can find the French white from there too, because sometimes we need to using the French white for most time, because we are going to using them to do the marble nails and do the designs. So we suggest to buy 1 kit for the G6401, and for those kits is 6 pieces neon colors. For this kit, we are going to using all those colors, the 6 colors on the design, and then after the powder, we are ready to paint the nail arts on it by using the dotting pens and the brush. After 1 minute, we are going to take it out and using the gel polish top coat. For the gel polish top coat, we need to apply the everything layer on the top. We need to brush it evenly too. Every time keep your brush flat and to brush it evenly from the middle left to the right. This is the gel top coat, the gel polish top coat. So later we are going to using the UV lamp too. For using our fast gen dipping powder kits to make the powder nails like that and do the painting on it, but actually it won't feel so thick because our powder is smooth. And when you're using it, 2 layers of the base color is enough. And then do the design. You need to do it after filing and buffing, then do the design on your nails. And really key point, before you paint the gel on your nail plate, you need to using the lint-free wipe to wipe off any dust particles. So after apply the gel polish, we're going to using the UV lamp again. For this part, we are going to cure 1 minute. So actually, for after 1 minute, this design will be done. We are going to using the powders to do on another hand. For this design is kind of useful. No, it's the simple and so lively, cute designs. So for those colors, you could find it from our G64A. And then for the white powder, actually you can find it from our G6401. For that kit, it's including the light pink, medium pink, and French white, and another 2 colors. It's kind of the useful. You could buy 1 because for the light pink, we'll use them to do more designs later too. As our last, the French nail design with the neon color, we actually using the light pink color. The light pink as the base to make your nails look more natural. So actually, we suggest to buy 1 G6401 kit. So designs already finished for this today's cute flower nails. For another hand, we already done all preparation, push back the cuticle and cut off any excess. And now we are going to using the balm pads to dry your nail beds to remove any dust particles or any oil from your nail. And actually for the balm pads, it could be dry your nail bed, then the powder will be more stick with it. If you don't have the balm pads, do not worry, you could use any brand's balm or primer to help you. So we're going to using those colors too. As I mentioned, every time you need to roll the powder with one direction and need to shade the powder like that, and to using the nail tips to help you to stir the powder to avoid to get together. But if you are not using them, you need to keep the cap tightly closed. Now we're going to using the base. For the base, we need to apply it to your entire nail slightly and keep it brushed evenly. And twist your finger 45-degree angle and to dip into the powder and tie off. Do not to apply too much base and do not let the base to get on your cuticle. So because no matter where your dip glitter base is, the powder will stick it anywhere. So you just need to apply the base to your main nail plate. And every time just take and dip into the powder and take out and tie off. We need to brush it evenly from the middle left to the right. And then put your finger 45-degree angle and dip into the powder. Stay for a second and tie off. And actually for the neon color, it will be very strong color with the colorful, the more color pigments. So actually when you're doing the nails, you must be to stir the powder to avoid it sticking together first. And then dip into the powder, stay for a second. And for the G648, why we're doing 2 live stream for those kits, for this fast drying dipping powder kits, because for the hot summer, it's kind of the beautiful colors. And actually it's really popular and fashion when you're doing the neon colors in the summer. And dip into the powder, stay for a second, and then take out and tie off. And then using the brush to help you. So if you are doing the nails at home, we suggest when you're using one color, then open one cap. Do not open all of them cap, because we just want to show you how many colors we already using. So actually now we're going to apply the powder again, to apply the base again. To apply the base, every time keep the brush flat. You need to, if you are first using our GH Fast Drying Dipping Powder Kit, you need to pay attention to this. First, you need to brush it evenly and do not let the base to get on your critical part. Every time you just brush the base to your entire nail. And actually for the powder, some clients they ask how many times you need to apply, and actually I think suggest 2 to 3 coats is enough. Actually for the colors, 2 coats is it's full already. But for the light color or the nude color, if you want it looks more strong, that you could apply 3rd coat. But if you want more thick, you just repeat this step again. And actually, guys, do you notice that? And actually, if you follow our tutorials step by step, you will find our nail brush, the base brush, it won't get dirty or hard, because every time our powder could be dry within 30 seconds. When you turn to another fingers, you're already done and it already to dry already. So actually we need to take off the excess powder every time. It's kind of the necessary part, and to keep your brush clean without dirty look. We need to apply the base to your entire nail and then dip into the powder. Stay for a second and tie off. Every time the tie off part, to brush off the powders on your nails is kind of the necessary part, and it could be avoid your base, the base brush get dirty too. But if you really found it already dirty or get hard, you could using the brush saver to help you. And then dip into the powder, stay for a second. And tap off. And tap off any excess by using the brush. So actually now for our powder, it's around 30 seconds. The powder already dry. We are going to use in the machine to fire it directly. So actually if you are the first to using our fast shine dipping powder kit, here's the point. You do not need to apply the activator before we're doing the filing or buffing, because our powder could be dry itself within 30 seconds. We could using the machine after 30 seconds, because this formula is the new formula, so you do not need to apply the base before you're doing the filing and buffing. So every time you need to using the machine like that to fire off the nail plate first and turn to the cuticle part. And for the neon colors, because the color pigments is so full, so actually you need to fire the color from the light to the dark, and you don't want to ruin your machine. Now we're going to using this file to help you to let your powder nails, the artificial nails, with more refined shape. And to turn this, turn to the 45-degree angle and to fire off any place from the cuticle part. For this nail file is using for the artificial nail. It's different with the thin one. Now we're going to using the buffer. The nail buffer we already do the natural nails and artificial nails. And for the artificial nails, we are going to use this one to grinding the powder nail surface more evenly. Every time you need to turn the file just like that to buffer the nail plate first, and then turn to the cuticle area. For this nail buffer, it won't make your nail look shiny because it is with 100 grit and 180 grit. It helps you to remove any oil from the nail plate for your natural nails and grinding the powder nails more evenly. So for this buffer, it's kind of useful when you're doing the powder nails. And for the cuticle parts, we need to use it like that. So for those, you need to do all process because it will help you to get more durable and more perfect powder nails. Because every time you need to buffing and filing, it would be help you to get more glossy surface and more beautiful surface. I think most of our clients, they know how to make it well, but if you're first using the powder nails, I suggest that you could follow our tutorials step by step. Then you won't have any problem that the powder will be easily chewed off and or any other problems or the bumpy or uneven problems. If you are buying our kits, we suggest to watching our tutorial and how to do the nails more perfectly. Don't forget the critical parts every time, because no matter you are our client already or you're the new first to know our GH Fast Giant Dipping Powder. Now using the brush to help you to remove and to brush off any dust particles from the nail. Now we're going to using the lengthy wipe. For the lengthy wipe, actually you could have more the paper towel that's right down the length. That will be more helpful to get the perfect nails. So until now we didn't using the activator, because if you are using our GH Fast Giant Dipping Powder, it's the new formula, we're just using the activator for only one time. Here's the time. After the buffing and the filing, we're going to using our activator for this time. Only one time after buffing and filing, because our powder can be dried within 30 seconds by itself. So before you're doing the buffing and the filing, you do not need to use it. So every time to brush the activator, just like that. We're going to using the top coat for 2 times. And actually we're going to apply the top coat for first layer, to apply the very thin layer after the activator. Actually for our activator, it's made the top get more shiny and get dry. So for the powder itself, it could be dry itself. But we need to using the activator to help the top coat to get dry and get shine. When you found the first layer half dry but still sticky, we're going to using the top again for the second layer. And actually we're going to apply the second layer for the nails to the entire nails. Do not let the top to get on your critical parts too, but do not to forget to protect your nail edge. So using the top for 2 times. One time is when the first layer half dry but still sticky. So when you see on your nails, when you see they a little bit matte or dumb, then to apply the second layer immediately. You cannot wait the first layer totally dry, because our formula is different with other brands on the market. You need to brush it like that, and actually you need to wait around 1 minute, then the powder nails will be done. So today we already done the cute flower design and the normal neon color design. So here's the tons. So guys, for this kit is our G648. G648 for this kit is including 4 pieces the Dip Essential Group and 6 pieces the Fast Giant Neon color. So for these colors, today we already done the design like that. You could do more designs like that and like this one. So later we are going to put a small video or the live stream or the video on our Facebook group. Actually, you could scan the QR code on our right side of the lock corner. That's how you can find this group. GHdip Powder, the next group, is for our all clients to share their experience and how to do our fast giant well. So we got so many events too. We got the limited time lining deal for some powder kits, because we got total 18 kits. That's you can focus on our events and our Amazon.com by searching GHdip. So thanks for your watching. See you next time. Bye.